The day is finally upon us. Actually, the day before is finally upon us because the Fallout TV show was released a day early. They announced this so abruptly. They were like, I guess we're just going to release it on the 10th instead of the 11th, and I couldn't be more happy for that. But how is it? Well, it's a freaking amazing. I mean, the whole thing is awesome. I wanted to make a video where I could just gush about it and have a conversation with you about everything you like or don't like, because that's totally fine. If you didn't end up liking it as much as I did, that's totally valid. And this will be spoiler free, so anybody can come in and have the conversation with us. Let's try to keep the comment sections free of spoilers for at least a couple of weeks, if not forever. If you're gonna put a spoiler, maybe warn people about it, because I'm gonna do my best to avoid them. And you know what? I edit these, so I will avoid them. But I'm already yapping too much, and it's only because I'm excited, and I haven't even done this. So it's only going to get worse. Let's talk about it. I threw up some Fallout 76 gameplay for you guys to enjoy because I love that game. I've always loved that game. I could talk about that game for hours. My opinions on it are probably controversial and not the way that you'd think. But this is about the Fallout TV show. Immediately, the first thing they did right was put every episode up all at once. I love shows like The Boys. I don't mind waiting a week and everything, but I definitely prefer the old method of streaming shows. The right way to do it, just give them all to us so we can binge watch it. Now, I've only seen the first 3 episodes, but I'm a new dad, so I don't have a whole lot of time to just sit down and kill 10 hours, okay? I haven't had that time since my son was born. From what I've seen so far, I could easily have watched the whole thing in one sitting. It's just that good, and I probably will finish it in the next few days. But I'm a huge Fallout fan, right? I mean, I think I'm making that pretty obvious. I mean, there's a reason it's the only tattoo of video game that I have. And I've got a few tattoos, you know, as you can see. It's easily been my favorite franchise since Fallout 3 came out. Yeah, I'm not one of the OG ones. I'm not really old enough for that. I love it so much I was willing to put it on my body for the rest of my life, which some weird dickhead managed to call me out about it on my Starfield video. He also left another weird comment. Not sure what's going on with this guy, but it's really strange to me to go around and comment on video game YouTube videos when you don't like video games. But nothing surprises me anymore. There's gotta be a reason why the dude is bald too, and I think it's something to do with it. But it probably won't be the last video game tattoo I get. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting love hand or tongue punch in my fart box here someday soon. I'm getting distracted again. I'm just very excited. I'm in a great headspace right now. I'm so sorry. But before this show came out, which again, the show is amazing, I have a few complaints, but I'll get to those later. Before it came out, you didn't have a lot of material to watch that would remind you of Fallout. The closest thing I could think of is A Boy and His Dog, which I think is 1975. It's an older film. It's Don Johnson, and Fallout takes a lot of inspiration from it. So much so, if you end up watching that movie, you'll notice little things everywhere that Fallout is used and paid homage to. There's even a glowing one in the movie, which is just amazing. That's directly, they took it from that movie and put it in the games. So cool. I know I'm only 3 episodes in, but it feels exactly like the world of Fallout. There's nothing that seems out of place or forced. It just seems like they did everything right, which it can be really rare nowadays. Video game adaptations don't have the best reputation. As of the last few years, they've gotten better with stuff like The Last of Us, and if you're me, Detective Pikachu, I freaking love that movie. I already showed it to my 1-week-old son. That's how much I love that movie. He wasn't following the plot too much, but a couple of times I did see him look at the screen. His eyes were kind of going everywhere. That's just how newborns be, but I think he liked it. The show has really made me realize how gory Fallout can be. I guess I kind of forget about it. I'm maybe somewhat desensitized to video game violence. But man, this show is incredibly gory. It's like every character is using bloody mess, and I love it. I love gore. I'm a huge horror fan, so gore is exactly what I want in anything, especially action stuff. That's one of the reasons why I love The Boys. Now, I'm not going to get into any spoilers here. I did promise you that, but you can already probably imagine the whole thing starts in a vault, as it should. Vaults play a very big role in Fallout. And starting there was a brilliant idea because there's so many different vaults and there's so many different experiments and groups of people inside those vaults. You really couldn't go wrong there. As far as the main plot goes, to be honest, you could probably guess it. I won't tell you what it is, but it fits right in with the themes in every Fallout game. I mean, would it be wrong to say it's happened before? Is that a spoiler? Kinda. Hey. You know what? I wanted to say something spoiler-ish, but I think I'll save that for the end of the video because there's a few things that bothered me that I have to mention. Not huge spoilers, and I won't just drop them on you. So at the end of the video, I'll mention them. One of them kind of hurt my heart just a tad. When I saw the casting for this show, I knew exactly who was going to carry this thing. Walton Goggins. I mean, the guy carries every single thing he's in. He's phenomenal. I think at this point, you could just call him one of the GOATs. There's no way this guy ever falls off. I mean, everything he's done. When you think of The Hateful Eight, when you think of Justified, when you think of The Righteous Gemstones, this guy chews every scene he's in, and he outperforms everybody. And there's some big people and stuff that he's been in. He's just phenomenal, and he's amazing in this. Rest assured, the only thing you want is more of him, and there's never enough. We're incredibly lucky they were even able to get him with how busy he is. But the rest of the cast is still fantastic in their own right. I didn't really see anybody phoning it in. Everybody was amazing. You got people like Zach Cherry, the dude from Superstore, that freaking love that dude. I can never remember his name, but I love that dude. The main chick is really good. I don't know her from too many things, but she's doing a great job. You got Kyle MacLachlan, freaking Agent Dale Cooper. Like, the cast is crazy. Speaking of the main character, which, I mean, I guess it's weird to say main character, and you'll know why when you watch it. To me, she feels like the main protagonist, although it's debatable. Man, not doing spoilers is really difficult. Back on track. We gotta get back on track. That's just like a Fallout game. It's easy to get sidetracked. But every Fallout game, they give the Vault Dweller a specific nickname. You know, you've got like the Lone Wanderer, the Courier, so on and so forth. What do we think for her? Like, it could be the Bride, or I like the Runaway, you know, because she wasn't... Is that a spoiler? Oh, no. Now, obviously, they got the music right. That was probably the easiest thing to not fuck up. I mean, you just had to take music from the games and from the time period, and it's just easy enough. There's a lot of great music from back then, all very fitting. The music in the show was amazing. I want to give a quick mention to Fallout 76 and Fallout Shelter. I know in Fallout Shelter, you get a free outfit, and I think it's the same for Fallout 76, and Fallout Shelter should be getting a new update soon. From what I've read, they only really do updates for mobile now. Sorry to the Steam users. Somebody said something like they haven't done a Steam update since like 2018 or something. I might be misremembering that, but it's a mobile game, so, you know, at least if you're playing on your phone while you're taking a dump, you'll have a new update, probably a new quest line or something. It would be really cool to see something like that in Fallout 76. As someone who's still playing it all the time, I would love to see some additional content, not just the suit that was added. I think that was released a long time ago anyways, so they're just giving another round for people to grab it. They do this thing in the show where they're constantly running into like little side characters and everything, and it feels like side quests. And I would go as far as to say it does the best job of feeling like side quests in any video game adaptation that I've seen. I mean, it really feels like something you would see in a Fallout side quest, and it's because the world is so vast and open, just like the games. Anything can happen. You never know what's going to happen when you walk into an area. They really captured that beautifully. Not as well as they captured the costumes and the sets, man. That might be the standout of this whole thing. In every scene, I'm surprised with little Easter eggs and just these minute details that they managed to get perfectly. I'm having to hold myself back from just pointing every single little thing out and annoying the crap out of my wife, who's not a huge Fallout fan. She's married to me, so she knows some stuff. I made sure of it. But I just want to sit there and Leonardo DiCaprio the whole goddamn show. I mean, there's just so much stuff in every single scene. It's so fun to watch. I already feel myself wanting to go back and rewatch it. I might watch those 3 episodes again while my wife is asleep. I don't know what's going to stop me. I guess editing this video. So on top of that, there's a lot more monsters than I was expecting. Now, that might sound weird because monsters and mutants play a big role in the Fallout universe, but I wasn't expecting so many of them so fast. I'll just say that. And the ones that they show are really cool. Now, I didn't watch the trailers because I knew I was going to watch it. I'm one of those weird birds, so I wasn't really sure what was shown in there, but you could probably guess what would be in the show, and you'd be right, plus some more. And they look awesome. I mean, they're horrifying, as they should be. I did see some rumblings before it came out that it was going to be a wokeified Fallout. I never really try to follow too closely to that crap. It's a lot of conspiracy theorists that come up with stuff like that. Sometimes it's true. Sometimes they just make characters unnecessarily annoying or weird, and they just feel like they don't fit in, very forced. None of that is like that in the show. It feels like the world it's based on, and the world of Fallout is very political, down to the core elements of the story. It's all politics. Maybe you didn't notice it because you were too busy blowing body parts off of people and picking the funniest lines to say in the game. Yeah, at its core, it's very political. There's obviously some stuff in the show like that, but it doesn't take center stage. It's much more about the characters and their development. I may have done a little snooping while I was waiting for poop to come out of my ass. This is a wild thing to say. When I was taking a shit earlier, I did a little snooping just to see what people thought of the first episode. Some people said they didn't like the absurdist humor, but in my opinion, Fallout's always been a goofy, wacky environment. Fallout New Vegas has Wacky Wasteland as a perk and everything. I mean, the games are known for their goofy-ass side quests. It might not seem like that on the surface, but the more Fallout you play, the more goofy stuff you stumble upon, like the Gary Vault. Like, come on, guys. It's always been super silly. Real quick, I got some light spoilers for you, so skip ahead. I always put chapters in the video. Skip ahead and skip the spoilers if you want to. They're going to be very light. I'm not going to talk about any deaths or anything crazy like that. My biggest concern with the show is the lack of Ron Perlman. I mean, the dude kicks off the Fallout games. It's always exciting. The war never changes is always an iconic moment to the intro, and the fact it didn't have that actually made me a bit butthurt. It's really sad to see because he always kills it. I'm not sure the reasoning behind that, and I don't really want to Google it in case there's maybe a cameo later on in the show. Please don't tell me. But if there's not a cameo of that, if they couldn't even just pull the dialogue from the games, I'll be very disappointed, because to me, that's a big part of Fallout. When you start a new Fallout game, like when Fallout 4 released or what have you, and you hear that opening monologue from him, it's always just puts you in the right mood, the right headspace, and it's always amazing. I really think they should have kicked the show off with that. I don't think anybody would have had any gripes with it. I think it would have fit perfectly. But hey, what do I know? I'm a Bethesda fan, so I'm never happy. Another thing is, I really like the way they follow multiple characters around. That's why it's hard to say one person is the main character, one person is a protagonist. Sometimes you're following 3 or 4 different people through the wasteland, and I really think it helps to open it up and see more of it. And I have no idea how they made these sets this gorgeous and how they did this, because there's the scale of these things are insane. And yeah, that whole multiple character thing has become really popular in a lot of TV shows nowadays. We don't often follow one person. We get a lot of B plots, C plots, D plots, E plots, F plots, sometimes even G plots, man. If you're watching like Orange is the New Black or something, like an episode can have like 15 different stories going on at once. But at least this show does a good job of intertwining all the stories, and they make sense to be seeing them alongside each other. And there was a quote from this that I just absolutely loved from the Ghoul, Cooper. He said the golden rule for the wasteland was thou shalt get sidetracked by bullshit every goddamn time. That is how you know they got this whole thing right, because that is a very description of a Fallout game, of any Bethesda RPG. They knew what they were doing. They did it correctly throughout the whole damn thing. And I'm so excited to watch the whole thing through and then watch it again and again, just like I do with Detective Pikachu. They even decided to do their own thing in a couple places, like the ending of episode 3 has the Ghoul, or as a human, his name is Cooper, do the thumbs up thing. He says, can I do the thumbs up thing? It almost makes it seem like he created that image of the Vault Boy just for him to be turned into a ghoul and live this tragic life for the rest of time. I think it's pretty cool. They also give something, a backstory to that. I think there is more of a backstory to it. I think I remember reading people saying that they actually believe that back in the day, the whole thumbs up. If it's inside your thumb, you're safe. If it's outside your thumb, you're doomed. But none of that could be accurate. That can't be right. All of the press and all the reviews have been really positive about this show. Could it be enough to get Bethesda back in the good graces of the public? I think so, to some extent. Especially if Microsoft sees the money, the dollar signs in their eyes and says, get us another game right away. Yeah, that'll piss the Elder Scrolls people off some. And I love Elder Scrolls too. It's very much just Fallout but medieval, even though Bethesda was working on Elder Scrolls before Fallout, but I'm a Fallout fan at heart. I'm a Fallout fan at heart, so a new game before that, give it to me, baby. Obviously, this is just a first impressions video, not a deep dive or a breakdown or nothing. I just want to tell you my small review and what I think of it, because I love talking about video games. This falls into the video game category, and as you can tell, I was just super excited to talk about it. I can't get enough of that show. It's just all so good. I'm so happy that it worked out the way it did. To be honest, I'm not even surprised. I didn't watch any of the trailers to avoid spoilers, but I did see some pictures of the sets a long time ago. I think it was like a year ago they released some pictures of the sets, and I was like, holy crap. I just almost sounded like freaking Peter there. It just looked perfect. And then you see the cast and you're like, yeah, that's perfect. And then while you watch, you notice some actors that you didn't see in the cast that just so pleasant to see them involved, and every single person kills it. I don't know. I had faith in this going into it. I was very excited today. I woke up today excited. I haven't nonstop been playing Fallout Shelter whenever I get a chance. It's nice because you can play for like 5 minutes. You don't have to invest a lot of time into it. But that is the life of an optimist, and you know what? More often than not, it's more of a curse than anything, because I get my hopes up and then I get dumped on. But not with the Fallout TV show, because it's freaking amazing. I love it so much. Very few nitpicks, and they're kind of riddled with spoilers, so. And they might not even be nitpicks, because I haven't finished the whole show. But you did just finish this video. Bye. I just want to say real quick that I'm sorry that there was no gigantic coverage. Rampage Edition just came out. I can't afford it right now, not with the new baby. All of my money's going towards him. It just wasn't a smart buy right now, so I wish I could cover it and go over all the problems it's having, because from what I've read, it's just nothing but problems. So that's all I can tell you right now, is they're having a lot of server issues, buggy UIs, the game just doesn't work very well. It's a shame. Hopefully they get it all ironed out. I mean, it was never going to have a huge audience anyways. $20 for a MOBA in 2024 is kind of insane. Most MOBAs are free, and I'm not just saying it because I don't have it. That's just the truth of the matter. Hopefully they fix it, and if it goes on sale, I'll cop it, but I probably won't do any video about it because it'll be way past relevance at that point. Oh, give me more of this. Get out of here.